You know, in the three big desires of the human mind, when it comes to wealth, I always see the same script happening all over again. When it comes to like the 99% of all of the successful people that succeed in their respective industries, like you have a ambitious young man that has discovered his purpose in life and finally knows what actually fulfills him, and he wants to exploit the fuck out of it. He wants to make as much money out of this as possible, but not in a bad way, of course. Like he wants to scam his audience or anything. No, at first sight, he just wants to be prosperous to his customers and he wants to deliver the best results that he possibly can with like, a limited budget, but he still charges some money for his games, for example, or for his coaching, or for his information products. Because, of course, fulfillment comes at first, but we still need to prioritize money a little bit. Because, of course, we are still entrepreneurs and we still need to pay the bills ourselves. So, yeah. Then, this entrepreneur that we have in this example, he goes on working for hours every single day for months, possibly even years on end, on his video games, on his information products, on his coaching. He refines it, he becomes more of a master at his own craft, and eventually, as his company slowly grows and grows, and he starts to make more in profit, eventually, he starts to hire more employees that do the work for him. He teaches them and coaches them how to become just like him, and he outsources the work that he is supposed to do. And suddenly, he has three employees, he has five employees, he has 10 employees, and he's still growing like fire in a forest. His company is slowly but surely overtaking and overrunning the entire industry that they found, like the blue ocean. There's this analogy called the blue ocean. I've never talked about this on our channel before. Let's say that we have a gigantic ocean, and this symbolizes like any single field that you want to get yourself into. It can be like you want to be a YouTuber about physical health, so about exercising, about lifting heavy weights, about diet. You want to make videos about this topic. And the entire sea is completely red. Because, like the big sharks of the industry, the biggest companies out there, they have completely killed every single one of you who is like the newcomer that wants to grab some of the profits for his own. And over the years, the sharks have killed so many of your past competition which tried to grab some of the profits for themselves. They tried to make some of their fitness videos, but they just didn't succeed because all of the sharks were grabbing attention for themselves. And so, the sea is now red, of course. And so, what you must do is that you need to find a specific niche, like your own sub area, where the ocean isn't red and where you can hide safely and only create topics for that specific niche. And let me tell you, when you find this specific niche that is still blue and there is no big shark to kill you over there, to overrun you and take all of your audience, then you've struck a golden mine right there. And so that's what I mean by mastering their blue ocean. They eventually master it so much to the point that eventually they're like propaganda videos for their like video games or any of their products starts to go viral and other people try to, take the opportunity before the ocean gets too crammed up. They kill every single competition and they start rising to the top. And eventually, they hit the J curve. They break the dam. All of their effort was accumulating into this specific moment. They break the dam, and their success explodes overnight. And suddenly, they are the big shark in their industry, like in their blue ocean. And They make a fuck ton of money out of it. But what happens now is very interesting. Now that they've mastered their own niche, their own industry, their own blue ocean, and now that they have grown into this huge shark that attracts every single new customer and that is able to completely overrun its competition whenever it feels like it, their business suddenly becomes way too big to die. And suddenly they find out something. You see, when it comes to YouTube, eventually, if you just continue to try hard enough, and eventually, when your channel blows up, you'll find out that you'll have like 1,000 loyal subscribers that will literally watch anything that you put out. They will be like the most loyal motherfuckers that you can think about. They will literally watch you until the day that you'll die because they will have such a strong bond with you and with your personal brand that they will never let go of you. And these 1,000 people, you can find them in on any YouTube channel, in any industry, in any game company, for example. You can find them literally anywhere. They're basically like the 1% of the people that subscribe to a YouTube channel. They're like the 1% of people that buy your video games. They're like the 1% of people that like listen to your music, for example. So let's say that we have a YouTube channel that has like 60,000 subscribers. Well, 1% of that would be 600 people, which consistently watch their videos over and over again because they have really good relationship with that YouTuber who gives them value and they relate to him on such a deeper level that they will never stop watching him. And after your channel blows up, after you make that profit in that industry, in that blue ocean of your choosing, you will always get this audience of that 1% of the most loyal people you can think about. And these loyal people, they will literally buy anything that you give them. I'm not joking. You could literally, and I know it will sound dirty as fuck, but you can literally take a shit inside of a jar and you can sell it online for like $2,000 and you can like put your personal brand on it, like your name shit or something like that. And trust me, in your audience, there will be that one very nasty and that really messed up dude or that girl, for example, I don't know, who would buy that. There is a person, he might be in the like the top 1,000 percentile of like your entire audience. Like he might be, you may not even have him, but he's like the most loyal guy you can think about, and he would buy that. That's how marketing works. Eventually, when you do strike success, you'll get so big that you'll literally be too big to die, to fail. Like nobody would be able to kill you. Think about it. Could you possibly create a better business than McDonald's? Yes, you can. And can you overtake them if you just continue to try hard enough? Yeah. But will you be able to completely destroy them and like completely bankrupt them? Of course not. They have a strong, solidified foundation of renewable customers that come to them back like all the time. And so it will be impossible to kill them or any other giant like EA, Electronic Arts, the gaming company, KFC, or any of these huge companies. They're just too big to fail. And when they finally get these 1,000 loyal customers that buy everything that they sell them, or like the top 1% of their customers, complacency always comes. And it is your job to tell, to basically change your future if you decide for the complacency to take over your entire company, or if you decide to overcome it. This is what happens to every single one of these companies. They get too big that they basically forget about their past values. They forget about the fact that they were really small ones and that they did everything that they could in order to attract customers through quality. But at the same time, they needed that quantity factor. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like, yeah, they tried to push the quality as much as they could, but they needed to pump out more of their products at the same time. So, for example, they needed to pump out more YouTube videos, but a little bit less quality, of course. And now, when you look at Electronic Arts, for example, you know, the gaming company behind giants like FIFA, Plants vs. Zombies, Sims, for example, they basically overprice everything that you can think about. Think about FIFA itself. It gets like a new update like every single year. There's a new game of it, basically all the time, and they sell it for the same price. And it is most likely the same game that is being sold over and over again. And as an ex Plants vs. Zombies enthusiast, I can tell you that when they released Plants vs. Zombies 2, there were these new offers. Like you would pay like $4 for a plant that you could use in battles against zombies. And I thought to myself, bro, I really want to buy those in the future. Think about it. I was in that top 1% of their customers. Well, I never spent a single penny on a Plants vs. Zombies game ever in my life. But trust me, if you gave literal 6-year-old me my mom's credit card, oh boy, I would have went on a shopping spree. But of course, if only my parents would insist and allow me to buy it. Like for example, if it would be for like my birthday or for Christmas, for example, you understand. I would never do it behind their back. That would be way too mean of me, and I'm not that kind of person. Like I just couldn't even imagine myself doing something like that. And so, what happens? Their reputation gets annihilated, but their profit keeps on growing, and they forget their values. They forget that they were once a little lamb that was lost in this huge forest area that they had all for themselves. And now that they've grown into a strong moose that cannot be defeated by anyone, and that has a huge following of these 1% customers. They forget about their values, they forget about the fact that they once cared about quality and now focused all their efforts on quantity just to, pump out new food, new games, new videos, who are basically recycled all over again just for the sake of more profit for less effort, and eventually the guy at the top, he doesn't even care anymore. Like, think about it. He had already put in so much of his effort that he can basically, like, relax. He can pay, like, 15 women to massage him for 24 hours every single day for the rest of his life. And he wouldn't even care anymore. And yeah, I know that they may justify this act as, already doing all the work and now just, making the most out of their profits and just enjoying their lives. But let me ask you this. Would you rather stand with God and be hated by the entire world, or stand with God, so like stick to your moral values and be respected, but not hated by the entire world? Of course, you would want the second option. Like, of course, no matter whatever you do, no matter what the actions that you can take, you will always get hate from the 99% of people. However, the emotion from where you get the hate matters the most. If the hate actually comes from anger and the fact that something is upsetting them, then you have a real problem. Like when they start to post like constructive criticism, that's where you know you've completely messed up and you need to snap back to your values. But if the emotion is basically jealousy, then you're doing nothing wrong. And when they post like destructive criticism, stuff like poopy game, and all of these like dumbass comments that reflects like their inner mental state, then you're doing nothing wrong. You're still sticking to your formal morals, and nothing is wrong. And so, this is what you constantly need to remember. If you want to continue to satisfy these 1% of your loyal customers and the entire world in general, then you need to stick to your moral values. No matter how big you get, you still retain your personality. You still keep your reputation on good terms. Your karma still is positive. You never become complacent and starts to completely throw quality out of the window. You always must remember where you started. You must remember that you were once that little lamb that was completely lost and that finally figured out, like the forest area that could grow in the most. And you took advantage of that area and you built a fantastic business for yourself. So please use it to fix the world and not damage it even further, okay? Because if you break your moral code, then you can guarantee that you will get so much less relationships, so much less respect, so many opportunities will be lost, and people will also tell that you aren't as dedicated to your message anymore. They will tell it on you that you don't basically care about them anymore, and they will start leaving in the masses. Sure, there will be still some people that will be in that 1% of the most loyal customers. But even they won't be enjoying your video games, for example, as much anymore. You need to stick to your moral values over and over again until the day that you die, so that your reputation is completely immaculate. So, do you want the criticism to come from people who are genuinely mad and just unsatisfied, or from people that are jealous? Think about that for a second, and then determine your answer. If you want to be part of a community where we discuss our mental health with high quality men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day, and are working tirelessly on themselves to overtake you in the race of men, but at the same time, they'll be like your blood bonded brothers, with whom you can even cry on their shoulders with, and share your deepest, your most embarrassing stories, then please join our Discord clan in the description. I know that you'll find your place in there because you watch videos like these and you're willing to implement the advice that I give you in our videos. So please, you have way more potential than you think you have. Please harness your potential. Like this beautiful gift, you're one of the blessed ones. And join us on the path to greatness. And leave the 99% of people behind. We talk about powerful mindsets in there that will change your life forever. And like those mindsets that will come soon. Buy something huge. But besides that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description, and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you